Humans have been greatly deceived. Humans on this earth, okay, have been greatly deceived because most humans on this earth believe that the bigger an object is, the more power it holds. Okay? The more powerful an object is. Humans have become so primitive that, we as a collective actually believe, bigger objects are more sacred, are more profound, and hold, much more power, than smaller objects. But, I'm here to tell you that, humanity has it all wrong, okay? All fucking wrong. Our whole perception of reality was distorted and destroyed by the Zionist Jews' agenda and their doctrine and their miseducation system, okay? And their media, okay? It was meant to completely destroy our minds and our spirits and to completely destroy our perception of reality, okay? So, I'm going to help everybody out because, it says in the good book that we were created in the image of gods. It says we were created in the image of gods, plural, which means we have multiple creators, okay? The Elohims, aka the Anunnaki. We were created in their image, and the Elohims and the Anunnaki are gods. So if we're created in God's image, that means we have the ability to become a god ourselves. Okay? But most of the humans on the earth right now, okay, we are reduced to only 2 strands of DNA. We only have 2-strand DNA. It used to be 13-strand DNA. Okay? And most people on this earth have calcified pineal glands. Okay? So they're not even capable of tapping in to all 13 chakras of their soul. Okay? To become a god, you have to tap in to these chakras. Okay? You have to master every single one of these chakras in order to become a god. Okay? This lecture is going to be extremely deep. So, most people, they want to become a god. They want to be able to travel the celestial seas. They want to be able to, do all of these, godlike abilities, like superheroes in comic books. You know what I'm saying? They want to be able to astral travel. Okay? They want to have the power, to travel to different galaxies, okay? Because this galaxy is consisted of hundreds of billions of solar systems, okay? Then this universe consists of hundreds of trillions of galaxies create this universe, okay? So when we look on the outside of this universe is just another big bubble, another big sphere, okay, which is surrounded by hundreds of billions of other big spheres, okay? And when you get outside of this universe and you look at multiple universes being created, okay, that's called the Microverse, okay? That's called the Microverse. But here's the thing. In order to be a god of the Microverse, okay, you got to go backwards. Let me explain. In order to become a god of the Microverse, you have to go backwards. You can't think outward. You have to think inward, okay? So you have all these galaxies that create the universe, okay? There's multiple universes being created in the Microverse. Go inside the universe, we see hundreds of billions of galaxies. We look at on this galaxy hundreds of billions of solar systems. Look in on our solar system, okay? We see the Earth, and in Earth we have close to 8 billion humans. Okay, and inside of each human is something called a microverse, okay? Because this universe, okay, this universe, okay, these hundreds of billions of galaxies would not exist if there was nothing, okay, known as a microverse. If it was never for the microverse, okay, there would be no universe. Let me repeat that. If it wasn't for a microverse, there would be no universe. There wouldn't be a macroverse either if there was no microverse. Okay? So there's the galaxy. Here's the solar system. Okay? Here's a human, 13 chakra human. And if you do not master all 13 of these chakras, okay, you cannot become a god or a goddess. Can't happen. Okay? So humans have a microverse. We have a microverse inside of us that makes us up. We consist of trillions of cells. Okay? And when we look inside of those cells, okay, we can find DNA. We can find trillions, quadrillions of strands of DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay? We see quadrillions of these strands of DNA inside of each one of our bodies. And if we go deeper and look inside of the DNA, okay, we can see the molecules, okay, of the elements that make us up. And then when we look under those molecules, we can see the atoms that make us up. Okay? So when we get down to our atomic structure and we look past that, okay, and we look past our atomic structure, there's something known as neutrinos. Okay? Neutrinos. So when we look at the neutrinos and the atoms, okay, those are the purest objects. Those are the purest elements in the known universe. In the universe or the macroverse. Okay? The atom and the neutrino are the purest particles. In existence. In known existence. Which means that the neutrino, okay, the neutrino which creates the atom, okay, the neutrino is the closest connection to the creator, to the universal creator. The neutrino is the closest connection, the particle with the closest connection to the universal creator. And our bodies are consisted of trillions, hundreds of trillions of these neutrinos, okay, which come together to create hundreds of trillions of these atoms, which make up each and every single one of us on this earth. Okay? And until we master this atomic energy, okay, that comes from the atoms that make us up, until we master, okay, the energy coming from the neutrinos that make us up, we will never achieve godhood. Okay? Plain and simple. We will never be gods of the macroverse until we learn how to tap into the microverse. Okay? The microverse. The microscopic universe that creates the universe. Okay? Let me repeat that. The microverse is the microscopic universe that creates the visible universe. And until we master that microverse, we will never be masters of the universe. We will never be masters of the macroverse. We have to master the microverse before we master the universe and the macroverse. Okay? So our microverse is our cells, the energy, okay, that comes from our organs and our cells, okay? And then our DNA structure, the structure of our DNA, okay? And if we go even deeper, the structure of our atomic makeup, okay? And then the structure of our neutrino makeup, okay? This will give us the power, okay, of the macroverse. This will cause cause us to be gods of the Microverse. Now let me explain. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we tap into our atomic power if we tap into the power of the atoms that we're made up of, okay, with our own human bodies, we will be able to produce atomic weapons. Okay? Because guess what? If we take a strand of our hair, or if we take a piece of our dead skin, and we take one of those atoms that make up that hair or that dead skin, okay, and we get an atom from our body, and we split the goddamn atom, this is what's gonna happen. Boom! When you split the original particle, okay, when you split one of the original particles in the universe, this is the reaction that you get. Okay? And we can do that with our own bodies, because everything in existence consists of atoms. Okay? Okay? And guess what? If we split a neutrino, this is what's going to happen.
The ultimate predator.
Okay? If you split a neutrino, you open a black hole portal.
Why'd you just say so?
If you split a neutrino in your body, you open a black hole portal that can destroy a star.
Every cloud has a silver lining, except nuclear mushroom clouds, which have a lining of strontium-90, cesium-137, and other radioactive isotopes. Upon detonation, atoms are literally gutted and gluttoned at...
That's a neutrino that has split, and its energy is going inside of itself, which is creating a portal from this universe to the Microverse. So the energy from this star is being sucked into this neutrino black hole portal, and it's going to be, the energy is going to be teleported, okay, to a realm known as the Microverse. Okay? But we all have this power inside of us. Okay? We are all consisted of atoms and neutrinos. When the atom splits, the atom creates a atom bomb. When the neutrino splits, the neutrino creates a black hole portal, which has the capability of destroying planets and stars. And ladies and gentlemen, our ancestors were able to tap into this energy. Okay? And guess what? Our ancestors didn't need no artificial technology. Our ancestors didn't need no artificial technology, ladies and gentlemen. Okay?
Enough to kill.
It's time to wake up.
In the summer of 1520, the Spanish expedition...
It is time to wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Because we all have the power to become gods of the Microverse. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but you gotta bear with me, people. You gotta bear with me and really understand what I'm telling you. Our bodies are made out of the same particle, okay? The same particle that caused this atom bomb, okay? The same particle that caused this atom bomb, okay? We are made up of this same goddamn particle. So if we can tap into the ability to cause one of our atoms to split, because it is possible, ladies and gentlemen, if we can tap into that ability to cause only one of trillions of our atoms to split, this is what can happen. Okay? A whole city could be destroyed. Okay? Whole planets, whole stars can be consumed and destroyed if we were to split just one tiny neutrino that we are made up of. Okay? And this is how our ancestors went to war, ladies and gentlemen. Our ancestors were literally gods of the Microverse. Those stories of the Greek Titans, that is nothing but the story of the gods in ancient Kemet. Okay? You had a movie called Gods of Egypt. Those were the gods of the Microverse. Okay? That were putting whole planets to death. That were putting entire star systems to death. All by splitting atoms and splitting neutrinos. Okay? Our ancestors knew how to tap into their microverse. They knew how to tap into their microverse. You see, splitting the atom and splitting the neutrino, and that caused them to be gods of the macroverse. You see, this ain't no joke, people. This ain't no joke. This is where they get the idea, okay, of these Marvel characters and these DC characters, all these superheroes going to war with one another, and all of these superheroes have connections to the cosmos. They're talking about our ancestors. The Silver Surfer was the most powerful because he was a god of the Macroverse. What made Silver Surfer a god of the Macroverse? Because the Silver Surfer mastered the ability of the Microverse. Okay? The Silver Surfer mastered his Microverse. He was able to rearrange subatomic particles like neutrinos and atoms. That's what caused the Silver Surfer to become a god of the Macroverse. You see? And the Silver Surfer was able to travel the celestial seas. The celestial seas. Okay? There's no such thing as empty space. Space is really a less dense form of water. It's a less dense form of water, okay, which is it's a type of gas known as dark matter, okay? And our ancestors were literally capable of traveling the celestial seas. That's why you have hieroglyphics of Sopdet, and Sahu, and they're on canoes, but they're among the stars in their canoes. Okay, that's where they got the idea of Silver Surfer going to war with Superman, you see? But Superman was just the god of the universe. He was a god of the galaxy, you see? He wasn't a god of the Macroverse because Superman didn't master his microverse. You see? Superman was just the average Elohim. You see? This is where they get the idea for Star Wars, you see? Mastering your ability of telekinesis, super strength, super speed, okay? The ability of telepathy, the ability to read somebody's mind, okay? The ability to destroy planets and stars, okay? All by mastering, you see, our cells in our body. By mastering our atomic energy, by mastering the energy of our neutrinos, you see, on what's on the inside. You see, the Jedi, you could not be a Jedi if your midichlorian count was not high enough. That is your carbon count in your cells. You can't be a god of the Macroverse if you have not mastered your microverse. Okay? And that goes for this Dragon Ball Z information as well. And yeah, by the way, the next video is going to be a new Dragon Ball Z decoded video by me. Okay? It's going to be Dragon Ball Z decoded, coming soon. Okay? It's probably going to be dropping tomorrow. Okay? Be on the lookout for that. Dragon Ball Z decoded. I'm going to go into further detail, and I'm going to blow people away. I'm going to blow everyone away. I'm going to shatter everybody's paradigm. Okay? So like I said, Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, all these superhero characters, they're all talking about our ancient ancestors and how they were gods. You had some deities who were only gods over certain worlds. You had some deities who were gods over solar systems. You had other deities who were gods over galaxies. And then you had deities like the Silver Surfer who were gods over the whole goddamn universe and the Microverse. Okay? Just like the Silver Surfer. Okay? This was our real reality tens of thousands of years ago. Okay? You cannot be a god of the Microverse. Okay? You cannot be a god over this universe. You cannot be a god over this galaxy. You cannot be a god over this solar system. You cannot be a god on this earth, okay, with 13 chakras unless you master your microverse. Okay? Can't be a god of the macroverse unless you master your microverse. Okay? Plain and simple. That's all I had to say on this topic. I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Okay? Dragon Ball Z Decoded is dropping tomorrow. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe. It's the Chosen One, man. I'm out.